All right. Do I have it here? No, just a second, I gotta enlarge it. Why isn't it there? Must have opened up the wrong file. Oh, I know why. I haven't transferred it over. What did I do? Oh, here it is. I'm going, wait a minute, that's the old one. Here it is. I've got that USB. So did you guys, so you tried to do it, Karen, you did a little trial run, and did you, Marianne, did you try anything?
Did, yeah, I did. I just didn't send it to you. I thought what I'd do is I do
Yeah,
it
just
again,
practice. You do a little practice
and
run.
then next week I'll send you the number one and number two. What I find is good about the practice run is, you know how I my strokes are really dark, and so it's then when I rub it out, it shows, So
Yeah,
if I want to do a final one, I want to do it lighter, but we'll see.
yeah,
I actually got out the white chalk to try and cover the lines, but it doesn't
yeah,
work.
yeah. I think it's just practice, practice, but that's the conclusion I'm coming because
Absolutely. Yeah, of course.
so, I'm sitting here doing things too, and like I said, I'm gearing up for a whole new run of stuff, and God, this hard. My glasses are in being, I'm getting new lenses on my glasses. I've got this $40 drugstore glasses, and
Oh, those are reading glasses. Yeah.
yeah, so I don't see great. All right, here we go. There we go. So this is Lenore's. Are we recording?
Yes, I
Yeah,
think so.
yeah, I think
Okay.
so. It's the same thing as I got. We made much wider than it should be. That's what happened to me as well.
Well, the
I
angle
couldn't
of the
work out
face is
what
wrong
was.
too, and the
Yeah.
general proportions. There's a lot of things that I'm not really sure why this is working this way, but anyway. So, oh, just a second. I'm going to get rid of this. And that's how you get it. So I've been working on different drawings. I just finished one of my niece. The I'm doing this block-in course, and so I'm very focused on block-ins, and this kind of new, like I said before, this whole kind of starting your images out. This whole getting the thing started
Hmm.
and becoming very efficient at it because it really is the key. It's the key. Without that, you're going to struggle. And so I'm just looking at that. So I just did one today. We're finished it today, just this morning. And then I started to get this one organized of the Bouguereau, this one here. And my conclusion with all this is that, even when I was doing the other one, so all the drawings I'm doing right now, I don't use the measuring stick or the axis line anymore. I'm going strictly from, this kind of just learning to do it freehand. And my observation is that, and I used to go through this when I was training as well. The key is just to slow down. So as you get in there and you're struggling, the tendency is to get anxious and then sort of, I don't know, I do this. I get hyper.
Push harder.
All of a sudden, oh, I gotta fix it, and now I'm in this, this kind of this really kind of like in there on a mission mode, and it's the opposite of what you need to do. You need to slow down, work for a little bit, walk away, come back, work for a little bit, walk away, take a hard look, pick up your black mirror. And I remember going through this too. You have to put yourself in this mindset instead of going, oh shit, this thing isn't working. What do I, you just say, no, I'm going to get this. You have to just put yourself in that mindset of being slow, methodical, there, present, really learning to observe, and utterly convinced that you're going to get this. And I think that's huge. So every time you're going to walk into a new learning curve, which is all the time, I mean, you're going to be, if you're seeking to improve and try new things, you're always going to be up against stuff that's kind of new and weird. Then you have to put yourself in the right mindset. And to me, this is really, really critical. Okay. And so you just need to slow down. So let's talk about what she's got going on here. I can see little bits. Okay. We can see this circle. It's fairly big, and I notice it goes right into the mouth. Okay. It's not supposed to. It's supposed to go just below it's supposed to go right just below the nose. Like kind of right, maybe just slightly below the nose. And that's going to throw the proportions off right away. So the circle, first thing you do is you do your circle. Then the next thing you do is that, you do your, right here, which she's done, up to the brow. This one isn't coming too much of an angle. And then you got to slice your sides off, which clearly it's going to be sliced off because this girl has a very long, thin face, right? And then you're going to, and I'll demo this. I've got it right here beside me. Then you've got to establish the brow line, the hairline, and then where the nose is. And they should be just about the same. The brow should be about the same. The hair to the brow should be about the same. The brow to the nose should be about the same. And then from the nose to the chin should be just about the same. And if you look at this thing, and then once you have that, then you're going to establish your jaw. Look at the ear. The ear is way too big. And then establish a jaw, which needs to come forward. You do that. The chin needs to come forward, and then you establish this right-hand jaw side, the sort of the profile of the face, right? And right there, I can see it's on the wrong angle. And the proportions are wrong. Her nose is way too long. And her mouth is proportions are just way off on this thing. So I'm not really sure where she got off on the wrong foot. But to me, this just needs to slow. This is too short. That's too long. And this is too short. This whole middle panel of her face is way too long. And the proportions, the angles are not there, and the proportions are wrong as well. So to me, somewhere in there, she's not picking up fundamental principle, which you just need to slow down and practice. And one of the things that I would be doing, I'll get rid of this now, if you're struggling with that, is to go right back to the fundamentals, back to the very beginning. Because if that's where you're struggling with the initial structure, not being able to see it. Okay, I gotta zoom this in.
Where did you put your son? Yeah, okay. Because I think she must have a rather low ear because the ear was hanging off. So,
yeah, I noticed that too. So what's happening here?
Or just the way he drew it was actually wrong. Yeah, it's just below it. And the circle has to go really halfway between nose and mouth. Otherwise, you can't make it a circle.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of, otherwise it
needs to come out.
I actually had my circle um, sort of coming from the top, but around the side of the face. On that one side, it's right on the jaw, the forehead, and the eye, and then it scoops down.
Okay. God, this thing is so delicate. Where's that? This way. There we go. Come on. I guess like that. Okay. Put some light in here. There we go. Get this to
Very
focus.
hard to see your
It's all
your
right.
picture.
I'm gonna make it bigger.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Okay, so let's see this. I'm going to use a 6B, very dark pencil. In here. So I'll go over this first.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that. All right. So I established the top of her head. I think her hair doesn't appear to be too puffy, so it's right there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just below the nose. It's not in the mouth. It's just below the nose.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the height of her skull. I'm just going to measure how tall is that. Okay, between those two marks. Is that tall? Which means it's this wide, the circle. Now that's the back of her head right there. So I'm going to make one mark there. So that's one mark. And here, the circle's like this, like this. And so the mark comes just beyond her forehead like this. Okay, that is those are two equal sides. Okay, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's simple enough. Just to get a circle that's just as wide as it is tall, that's all you got to do is establish this mark, the top of the head. If the hair is really puffy, you go where you think the skull is going to be, the top of the skull. And then you go just below the nose. And then you measure how tall that is, and then just go like this. Now that's the back of the head, so the back of it has to be there. And that's where the circle is. So there's one mark, there's another mark, there's another mark, and another mark. So now I just connect these dots. That's how you can get these circles done super fast, okay, and accurate. That's that. I think that this thing of going and practicing just this on images, printouts like this on just your home printer, is the way to go, personally, to get started and get used to this process so that you can visualize it without having to.
Terry, I have a problem with the circle. Okay. Normally the top and the bottom of the circle, like you're measuring from the tip of the nose to the top of the head. That means the circle is not straight on. The circle is tilted. Is that correct?
Yeah, but not yet. No, a circle, a ball is a ball. Okay, a circle is a circle. If you think of it, a circle is just a ball without volume. It doesn't matter how you turn the ball. It doesn't turn into an egg or an oblong. It's going to be a circle no matter what. That's a fact.
It is a circle, but it is tilted down because you
but we haven't got into that yet. We haven't got there yet. We haven't established where the
Yeah.
light is coming from. We haven't established any perspective or direction yet. All we have is a circle, which is a
Yeah.
flat, round thing. And the volume and direction is dictated by the light. So like, for instance, this.
Okay, can I just back up a little bit? I want to show you my circle,
Okay,
okay?
but just to bear with me here.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a circle. It started off as a circle.
Correct.
It became a ball when I put directional light on it.
Yeah.
Okay, that
Right.
circle would never change. I could put the light from any direction and it would change the look of it, but the circle would never change. It would never turn into an oval mysteriously. Okay.
No.
Okay. Just a second. Hold on. And what I'm getting from even from doing my own work this week is that I think the key is to slow down and to start right at the very beginning with working with these things.
Okay, I want to show you my circle.
Okay,
Can you
hold
see it?
on. Yeah, hold on.
Okay. Just a minute. There. So my top and bottom are like this.
Oh, I know what the problem
Not
is,
like
Marianne.
that.
No, Marianne,
Yes?
you're turning it into I think you're trying to, okay, here, I'm gonna go back to my thing. Hold on.
Okay.
You're kind of skipping a step. That's what's going on.
Okay. All this. Can't get you back. There.
The circle always starts
this.
like this, right?
Okay, just a minute.
Oh, sorry.
I've lost you. I've lost you. Just a minute. I have to find you again. How do I get back? What's the matter with this? I can't. Okay.
The
where's my
gallery
Zoom?
thing up top?
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm back. Okay.
Okay, so we start with the circle, right?
Yes.
Just it's an arbitrary ball on your page.
And that's what I've drawn is a circle.
Okay,
And
but
I've
no,
measured
what you have
all
done,
the way
no,
around.
listen what you've done. But the circle then has to have this, this side circle, right? And what that
Yeah.
does, it starts to shave, like the circle goes like this. If you were to go like, it would go like this, but actually what you're going to do is this. You have to then shave. You're forgetting to do this step where you have to shave the side of the circle off. So what you're trying to do already, you're trying to stuff the circle in there. The circle actually, and if you look here, the circle I have actually goes over here. You've got it going right to here. That's after you shaved the side of the circle off. Okay, so you
Okay,
start
but
with this
I
circle.
have measured. I've put a single point in the middle and I have measured all the way around. So, and I've got every angle so that the circle is entirely round. So what
Yeah,
am I
but the
doing
circle
wrong?
is going to overshoot the side
Show
of
it
her
again,
head.
Marianne.
Sorry?
Show yours, Marianne. I think it's just shifted over. It's just a choice of.
See, she's put the complete circle is right on
I
the
can't see.
side of the head.
Was-
It should be bigger and overshoot the side of the head. I can see what you've got on your drawing there, okay? So look at my drawing here. I can see exactly what's going on.
But when you measure, like the circle, her head, okay, the top and bottom of the circle, the axis of the circle, if I was to do it like an X, does not run from the top of her head to the tip of her nose because the nose is
no,
not
it doesn't.
in the center
It's
of the
somewhere
face.
over her right eye.
It's over on the other side, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I am doing my measurement for my circle to make sure that my measurements are correct by doing an axis line. Like but
Yeah,
you're doing
yeah.
it like the circle is.
Yeah, I'm doing more just
tilted.
organically. It's just forget the axis. Okay, we've got the top of her head just below the bottom of her nose. That is the size of the circle. It is this big. That's how tall it is. My
But
finger
that's not
is marked.
straight. That's on an angle.
Doesn't
It is
matter. Doesn't matter. It's the same no matter what. We're just putting a
Mhm.
circle in, okay? We're measuring a circle. It's this big. That's how my finger, I'm just supplementing my pencil for the measuring stick now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're getting rid of a tool. Out it goes. And now we just have this tool. So the top of the head to just below the nose is the measuring unit for the skull. Okay. And I'm going to take and I'm going to measure this with my finger. So my finger goes, okay, that's how tall that thing is. Let me move it this way so that I know it's the right size. Okay. Now, obviously it's going to end there because that's the back of her head. So it has to end there. Fine. Take that mark. Take that distance right there, straight over there. And oh, look, here it goes. It goes just beyond the side of her head. That's the side of her head. This is the other side of her head. It
Yeah,
goes
it's closer
beyond.
in to the side of the head than I thought. Yeah.
It goes beyond. So now we're going to make this circle. It goes beyond. Then we do this side circle. But when we do the side circle, we're going to chop a whole part of that side of that head off. And what you're trying to do is fit the circle inside of there. And it won't fit. You're going to get wrong measurements. You understand?
Marianne, what I found on mine was that the
Yeah.
circle underneath the nose isn't a straight line. Although it does go under the nose, it's sort of does that go on focus? It's tilted.
Yeah, like I find it's going tilts right around.
Yeah, but I think that's correct.
Anyway, I mean, I'm trying to make sure when I do the measurements, when I do a circle, that
It is
it's
a
the
circle.
same distance all the way around. So it's a true circle.
Yeah.
Here we go. This is the best one. Right here.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the circle, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you shave the sides of it off to make it
Mhm.
narrower so that it starts to look like a skull. See, that's right there. He's showing you that's the bulge of the circle, but you cut this and it's like you slice it off so that you have the side of the head that is flat. Okay? It's not a perfect circle. If we were to go over, the circle would come out to about here. So we need to, the first thing they do is shave off the sides of the circle so that you end up with more of an elongated thing, okay? To conform with the shape of the head. And this is the best one that shows it actually here, right here.
Well, if you look at the circle on the other side, okay, this circle is very close to the edge of that person's face. The one on the left side?
Yeah, but they've
Yeah.
shaped this one here.
No, the other one.
The first
other
one.
left. That one.
Yeah.
Oh, this one like this.
Yes, and that's the sort of the way her face is going.
Yeah.
It
The
is. Yeah.
circle is really following the brow line, just slightly,
Yeah.
slightly out about, you know.
Yeah.
More
Yeah.
like this. Yeah. And then it
Yeah.
comes around.
And then it dips down to scoop. If you're going to measure from there over to there, it scoops farther down their cheek so that it comes up like to the left. It below her eye, it's a little bigger below on the other side. Anyway, I don't know.
Try to follow that circle around, it would go like this.
Yes, I
Yeah.
understand when you take it out.
The lowest point of the circle is not under her nose. It's
Exactly
over her right
what I'm
cheek.
trying to get to. It's over, yes, right there.
Yeah.
That piece has got to go a bit
Got
farther
lower.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
That's-
I mean, my logic is that the circle should be not a ball, but a circle to start with. And the circle
is.
should be measurement all the way around, you know, like it's
Yeah.
my mathematical brain, right? That circle should be
Oh.
like that.
Wait a
And
minute, you've got
then-
something.
Then you do your slicing.
Yeah.
No problem with the slicing.
Show us again, Karen.
It's getting the circle. Yes, mine is
This
Yeah.
is lower than the
Oh,
nose.
I see what you're saying. Yes.
Yeah.
right. because it measures. If you start to take the measurement from here to here and turn it around from there
You
to
do
there,
it
it doesn't
there
work.
and there. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you can't do it up that way because you're not in the, it's not in the middle of the circle, because the middle of the circle is here. If you were to use a compass and draw it. Yeah.
Right. I get out the ruler and I measure and I find the center point and I go all the way around, and then because that's the way my brain works.
But it's not perfect, because I mean she's
no,
but it's close enough, and because her ear is not in the right place.
I don't know. I just sort of look at it like this. I make the circle, then I know I have to cut the sides off. I go this, then I go like this, and then this comes down.
We can't see yours, Carrie.
Oh, I'm sorry. I see the circle. You know, that's the circle. If I were to keep it round, but I don't, I cut it off. That goes down straight like that, like this. And then I make sure I cut this side off like this. And to me, it starts really fast. And then it goes, then I look, and then I establish where the brow line is in the center. There's my brow line. At the top is my hairline. And then I just slightly below that is the nose. I know it just comes above the circle like that. And that establishes a basic framework. Okay. And then here, the ear does not go to the top of that thing. I'm looking at this, comes like this, comes below like this. Jaw comes down.
Yeah. I think
like
he's
this.
actually got her ear wrong. If you in your head put her ear higher up, it looks more correct.
Yeah. Anyway, so then following the jaw line, the chin goes like this, goes up to the temple and up like this. Okay. That's the mouth is 2/3 of the way up. The eye comes here, the eye comes there, neck on this angle, neck here. Okay.
Yeah.
So that basically I'm seeing, so I'm going to do this over again right here. It's all messy.
I'm just going to draw my circle as a circle.
I'm going to do it here. Maybe this one will be better. So starts at the top of her head. I'm going to go down just below her nose. This is the way I do it. I don't, like, at a certain point, you have to get rid of the rulers and the thing. And if, in order to draw, you need to just, because you can't. It's too restrictive, okay? That's the whole point of this. The whole point of this is to get those training wheels off and get you moving, you know, I don't know. It's like, well, you can think of a lot of things, okay? Driving, we can't live in the parking lot. Eventually, you got to get out the road. If you're dance lessons, you can't be looking at your feet all the time. Eventually, you got to get the feel of it, okay? Okay, yes. Here's the, okay, this is about this big, my finger. Okay, that's it. That's how big that circle is. Now, okay, so I'm going there. Okay, so it goes right to the back of her head there. Makes sense to me. There's not going to be a lot of hair there. And this comes just beyond her head here, okay? Can you see this at all? Should I be using a black magic marker or something? Better. Can't really see it.
It's okay. We know what you're doing.
Okay.
But it's also when you have to put the equator in and the line down.
Okay.
On your circle.
Then I put my little markers here, the other spots, so that I can get a sense of what's going on here. And then I can just quickly, because I have those little markers, I can quickly get this thing going.
What is that line that you've done on the ear? What is that line?
This line here?
The bottom of the line. Yeah. How did you pick that line?
So I went my 4 points for my 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then I went 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay.
Yeah.
And that means that all I have to do is connect the dots. Just means I don't end up with a circle that looks like a pear. Okay.
Right.
I've got a circle that looks like a circle very fast, because I don't want to dwell on this forever and a day. Okay. So there's my circle right there. I've immediately established my circle. Quick. Okay. Is it a perfect circle? No. Who cares? Get a circle in there. It doesn't have to be perfect. But even just by going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, if you do those 8 marks, you'll just go zip, 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 zip. Okay? And what I'm saying is that, to me, learning this method And I was looking at some other stuff online and I saw a lot of other people that were doing the same thing, is to just start drawing on these printouts so that you can start to see how you can then take this drawing. If you do it enough, eventually you'll be able to look at this drawing and you'll be able to see what's inside of it. It's not too much of a leap. Okay, that's like the using the axis line for your constructs. I mean, when I put that stuff on YouTube, there's a lot of people say, "Oh, thank you, I really appreciate this." A lot, not a lot, but there's a number of other people go, "This is so lame. This is drawing for people that can't draw. Oh, come on, give me a break." Like they're really insulting. And so and I'm just going, yeah, but clearly they've never stood in a room full of students who don't know how to draw. Okay,
You got to start somewhere.
you got to start somewhere. Okay, that's the whole thing. You got to start somewhere. And so for me, this, if it's complex, if you're having a difficulty seeing it in there, then just start here. Who cares? I take and I print 5 of these things out. Okay, you make a terrible mess. You try one, you go, oh, let me see, Okay, then you begin to get it. Okay. So now I know that, look how far this circle sticks out here. Too far. So now I'm going to put I know that I've got to put my side planes in. So I'm going to put my side planes in. Same thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, just helps you, get there faster. Side planes. There we go. There it is. And I'm going to, I know that that's going to be chopping some of it off. So I'm going to chop this off. So I know that this here obviously gets chopped off because I can see it's so I'm going to chop this side off. I'm chopping the end of the circle off. So that's my boundary here. This has now disappeared. Okay. What is the angle of this? It's not directly straight across. It's kind of like this, I guess. That's kind of the angle of that. And then it's a little bit like kind of like that. Now it's not going to be even because there's a perspective thing, right? So the front 2 quadrants are going to be bigger than the last 2 quadrants, the back 2 quadrants. Do you understand? Because it's perspective. Right. Okay, they're going to be smaller because they're moving away from us. So this goes like this. That's kind of the angle there, and this is the angle there. Does that make sense? Oh, wait a minute. Sure. I'm going to make myself big here. Hold on. Sorry about that. Does that make sense there?
Yeah.
That quadrant. So this is quite a bit. This is about a 2/3, 1/3 split for those quadrants because it's coming to the front of the head. So this is moving back in perspective. This seems to me be the upper angle, and that's that angle. Okay. So now I've got this one circle. I've got my second circle. I've chopped off. Let me see if you can see that. Can you see that line? It's hard to see because of this. I've chopped that off. Now this is my brow line, and it goes around. There's just a certain arc to it. That's that one. The nose one comes off the bottom, about like this. Goes like that. And then this one going here, and there's the hairline, like that. It goes around in an arc too. Okay. I can see the thing. I'm going 1. Let's see, get the sense of this. 1 to the bottom of the nose. And it goes pretty much, she's pretty much well proportioned. So this girl is like that. Now I remember that because when I'm trying to draw it freehand over here, I need to remember that these 3 proportions, 1, 2, and 3, they're pretty much the same. Okay. So I've got this set. There's the ear. The ear is lower, according to him. He's got it quite a bit lower. It hangs below
Gary,
that.
what's the line that you draw from the ear over to below the nose? What's that line?
This one here is a circle.
No, the one above that.
Oh, that is from the bottom of this. That's from the bottom of this side plane.
Oh.
Which is just above, and then I go here, and I know that that goes below where the nose is, and that is true. Okay, it's usually just above the circle, the main circle. Okay, so that's that down below the nose. 1, 2, 3. This comes here. That's her jaw. This is the angle of her jaw. This is also from the ear to here. This is the side plane of the kind of the head, like that, as it kind of goes like this. It would go kind of like this over here. And this is the plane of her other jaw right there. So this plane, and what I'm doing here, and then it goes to the eye, that's the cheekbone, that's the temple bone, and that's the forehead. That's the front of the head. This is the center plane. That's the angle of the nose. And that's the center of her chin. And the mouth is generally about 2/3 of the way up between the nose. It's 2/3 of the way up between the nose. Like there's 1/3 and then 2/3 here is the mouth line. This comes like this. That's the angle. This is the angle of her neck. That. And then if you want to see her body is twisted like that. That's the center of her body like that. And so what I'm doing here is and then the eyes come below that. Okay. Right there. So I'm beginning to get a sense of proportions. What I've just done here is rehearsed this particular image. I've just rehearsed it. That's what I've done for myself. I've given myself a dry run to get a sense of what I need to replicate over here on the page. This is the structure I need to replicate over here on the page when I begin to lay this out. And it strikes me when I was looking at Lenore's thing, she somehow didn't understand that right from the very beginning, because the structure, the proportions, and the angles are not there right out of the gate. So this is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at that, like I've gone through this for myself too. And I just went through this I've got another one of Emma that I just finished doing. And, I was doing it, I was thinking, ugh, but I just slowed down, went back, double checked, and why is this all of a sudden? Okay, things very fuzzy. And I just went, okay, I think that this process here of breaking your image down ahead of time, for people that are new to this and aren't used to thinking this way, I think it's a very good rehearsal. And so you begin to become very familiar with superimposing that structure on any image. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I'm going to do that myself a lot. And I'm going to definitely be including that in the course. Suggesting that to people. Anyway, so you dress, that's your dress rehearsal. And then from there, you can begin to build that structure. Okay. So I'm going to go here. Well, actually, I think I'm just going to, I'll keep that to the side right there. And I'm going to begin. Okay, are you guys, like, you ready to, you don't mind if I begin?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, come on.
So that's arbitrarily the top, that's arbitrarily the bottom. I have no idea if this is, it's close, but it's not exact, okay? So I'm just randomly doing this. That goes there. Probably should put it over here. So that'll be the back of her head there. Okay. Now, do I know if that's corrected? I don't know. I'm just putting it down there. I have to go back and double check. That's all I can do. Okay, it's got to be about 1/8 of an inch wider. It's about like that. This should probably move over a bit. This should move over a bit. Okay. Do this. Like that. If you give yourself, now, did I get that slightly wrong? Yeah, so I just kind of work around it. There we go. One circle. Voila. Didn't take long at all. Is it perfect? No, who cares? As long as it's close enough, okay? Okay, that's my circle. Now, next thing I need to establish is the side plane, okay? So I'm going to just use, so now we're going to be using comparative measurement. I'm just using my pencil. How wide is that side plane compared to the rest of the face? So I've got this much and it goes in 1, 2 3/4. 1, it goes right to the edge of the nose. It's 1, little over 1.5. Okay, so I'm make an arbitrary mark. 1, 2, maybe comes over just a tad. One, 2, 1, 2, about like that. That's pretty good. So in other words, this is the front plane of the face right here. So Marianne, did you see how I did that?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is so what we're doing now, we're putting more demand on our eye and not this little stick that we have going back and forth. Okay. We are forcing our eye to become better at assessing our proportions. And that's using comparative measurement. The thing to remember here is that all of these lines that you're going to make for the first while are perishable. There's going to be micro mistakes, maybe even a few real bloopers, but the whole idea is that you are able to catch them. Okay. So when I was at the academy, we were learning two things simultaneously. We had to do like our bargs and stuff, which is what you guys have been doing, using this one-on-one, sight size thing with using your little measuring stick, right? But at the same time, we had to be in the life room with a live model, and you couldn't do that. You had to use comparative measurement right out of the gate. And I saw how other students really struggled with it. Like it wasn't easy. It takes time to get used to it. And so, we spent time doing a lot of this sight size back and forth before we then got moved to the point where, we were working with live setups and all this sort of thing where you couldn't. This is exactly what you had to do. You had to eyeball everything. And the thing that I found about that, initially people get nervous about doing it, but it's like anything. The more you do it, the better you get at it. And it forces you to work that muscle a lot harder, more often, and you do improve faster. And that's a fact. And I watched it over and over and over again. But I also watched how students initially were very frustrated with comparative measurement when they weren't used to this. It was hard for them. Okay, but you guys have had a lot of experience using the sight size stuff. And so this is just one step up. It's not cold turkey throwing you in the deep end right off the bat. This is just taking you to another level of demands. That's all it is. Okay, so there we go. We got to start there. So now I'm going to put my side plane in. That's about where it goes. So I'm going, that's the top and the bottom of it right there. Let me just make a few little marks to just kind of do exactly the same thing so that I can sort of get that thing put in there. Go around. There we go. So just making these little marks alone it helps you to just establish that side plane very quickly like that. Does that make sense? Did you see what I did, Marianne? I did there. And so I established where the top was, established where the bottom was there, and they said, well, that's about like that, and then and there. Okay, boom, 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 boom. So now I'm making an oval rather than a circle. But I just gave myself a few little connect the dots marks, right? So, and I think maybe the top needs to be more like this. I think maybe it comes out a little bit more. It's a little more like that. Okay. So now I know that a lot of this is going to get cut off because of this thing.
Right.
So now I'm going to cut it off. I don't even have to think about it. I know that there's going to be a plane that's going to be cut off here.
So
Okay.
when you did the oval, did you cut off the plane first, or the oval is actually what's cutting it off? I see. Yeah,
I
yeah,
cut it
yeah.
off there. Okay, so that's what I
Okay.
did right there. So now my image, my circle has already been modified.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Halfway, let me see. Let me get the angle. And so basically, and then now you can go back and start using your pencil as your measuring stick, okay? And you can use it with your paintbrush or your pencil or whatever tool you have in your hand, paintbrush or pencil, because that's all you're going to be using, and now becomes the equivalent of your measuring stick, okay? And so now I'm going to be looking at this angle right there on her. I'll do it so you guys can see it like right there on that angle. So what am
Mm-hmm.
I doing? I'm holding this up and I'm looking and I'm saying, okay, that's the angle. Trying to do, it's not the same as what I see, but like that. Okay, so I'm holding that and then I just move it over. So I'm gonna go like this and like that. Hold it in my mind, make a mark, go back, double check. It's pretty good. And what I notice is when you do this, when you start doing this and that and going over and having to hold it and make a mark on it, you would be shocked how quick your mind begins to hold that. Like I was amazed. I don't make mistakes on my angles. Like 95% of the time, they're dead on. I'm going, that's amazing. Like because you're training that muscle. And so it becomes so and you're holding it in your mind, and then you're just and that looks like the angle there. So I'm looking at this angle here. I'm holding it. And you'll see how I start just flipping my hand around all the time. I'm looking for a way to establish that angle there. I go like that, move it over here. Okay, so that's that angle. Yep, right on. Okay, so now that's that angle. This, there, okay, that. This is going to be half a meg. So I'm going to now, this goes around. This is the brow line. I don't think it twisted. I'm going to make like this. This is the hairline. And this is going to be the bottom of the nose. Let me double check. Is this the equivalent of that? 1, 2. Yep. So I've established a proportion. I know that the forehead from the brow line to the hairline is going to be the same as from the brow line to the bottom of the nose. Did I get the right measurement? Well, I just check this and that. A little lower. That's more accurate. More like that. So this and that. Then it comes down to here. Make a little mark. This, that. Yep, make a little mark right about there. Okay, so those are my proportions. So now I know this is the hairline to the brow line to the nose line to the jaw line or the chin. And how did I know that? Because I knew all three of these were the same. 1, 2, 3. Is it accurate to the millimeter? No, but it's a pretty good start because that's basically all that this is. It's a structure that we start from. Like I said, all these lines are perishable, so it gives us a structure to start. Just like when we do the block in with the axis line, we put the initial, plotting lines in. Are they perfect? No, but they're a good place to start. And that's exactly what this is. It's just a different method. Gives us a little more flexibility and freehand. And I'm actually happy with the drawing.
Okay.
You ready in 15 to 20 minutes?
I have to pull this back. There we go. There we go. Stop glaring so much. So this whole drawing was done exactly with the method we're doing right now. Same thing, started off exactly the same way, okay? And then it was developed exactly as we're going to be developing it. So it's just a matter of practicing a certain muscle. That's all it is. And what I found when I was working on this, as long as I slowed down, it was fine. That was the main thing, just slow down. So you get the same results as we did with the other, but it's just a more organic method of getting there. Okay, so I know that her ear starts about here, looking for my reference. The ear starts about there, goes like this, goes on an angle like this. It's about, kind of goes like this. Goes down, the ear goes here, but halfway down that quadrant comes down and it goes in front of this, in more into the front quadrant, okay? I don't know if you can see that because I rehearsed it. Goes in front, and now this angle. It's not quite straight. Double checking. This angle, I'm going to angle of the jaw like this. I'm measuring that. You see what I'm doing? I'm establishing what that is. So I got to go like this and come over. Very lightly. Change it a little bit. This, it's pretty good. I know that this is kind of the angle of the chin. Now, okay, and then this is going to come, I'm going to establish the center line of this thing. And I know that this circle, that's the side of the nose right there. So the center line is going to be about here. About like this, kind of like there. It's kind of where it is. Okay, so now I'm going to look at her jawline this way. Ear is coming like this. Like this. This goes about like that. And then right about here where the circle and the meet, it goes up into her cheekbone. It doesn't stick out much, not much. Like this. Her eyes are going to be about like this. The nose and the mouth is going to be about like this. This goes like this. Her nose is on this angle, slightly forward. Her hair kind of goes like this, like that. Behind the ear, the neck goes on that angle. Neck is over here. Mouth. About like this. Establishing that shoulder. Oh, that's one angle. That's okay. That's it. Her hair. The boundary of that hair. This goes out more. I'm just looking at this proportion here. I didn't leave enough space. So I'm looking at the back of her neck and jaw right over here on the left-hand side. And how much further does her hair go out there? And it needs to come out more. I can see that. Her hair goes like this. Oh, yeah, moves like more like this. I'm using this triangle as a bit of a marker too. Shows me this can definitely come out more. Which means this can come out more. Forward like this. A little more hair here, a little more oomph to the hair. There we go. Okay. This is really basic. This, where her shirt is. Okay, and her, so this comes here. And then the front of her chest is kind of like that. This comes like this angle. No. Yeah. Okay. This can come out a bit. This can go. Okay. This. This the hair kind of comes like this. And then it goes like that. All right. Let's stop for a minute. Oops. I think this needs to come in a bit. So it makes her neck look too thick. That looks a little better. Her neck doesn't look so thick. All right. Just take a look where you guys are at. Let's take a look at basically how this structure allows us to sort of get things started.
So mine looks like a 30-year-old woman. It doesn't look like a kid at all.
Yeah, but you only need to be here at this stage. Do you understand, Karen? Right here.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like anything. It just looks like you know, very basic, right? So what I'm saying is just is
Yeah,
to be
I can't draw like I've done that, and then I've sort of then I tried doing it, and then I found that so yours is too long as well, which mine was, which makes her look a lot older.
So what I'm saying is that here, this is early stages, right? If I don't like what I see, this is the time to be fixing it.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't invested much into this. Let's see what's going. It's not bad. It says it looks okay.
I'm trying to work out. It's the nose. I keep getting the nose, thinking this is too long, too short, and it's just not the right dimensions at all.
So what I'm saying is that I'm just invested into this stage, and that's what I just went through with that one of Emma, is to not get ahead of myself. Be really sort of disciplined with the initial stages. Okay, so now I'm into this, and I'm going to start getting rid of some of this Loomis stuff in here because it detracts. It's giving me what I need up until this point. And I'm going to get rid of that, my initial structure. And I'm going to go into my drawing. I'm just going to be looking for my reference material now. Oh, and I realized something up here in the ear, from what I could see, that was like the shadow of the ear. The ear actually comes up higher into here, but it's hidden a lot beneath the hair. That's part of it. And also it goes like this, and then
oh yes, that's yeah.
Okay, so let me see here. What's happening? So I noticed that I have to make this forehead needs to come in. There's an angle there. So now I'm going to make that adjustment. So I haven't even started drawing yet. I'm still concerned about the initial structure. That's my concern right now. This comes up. What's the angle of that? That's pretty good. I like that. This comes actually in a bit. And like that. Her cheekbone. Her cheekbone is very straight, actually. And then this bends. This has got a bend to it.
Mhm.
It's not that. So this is straight. And so what am I looking at here? I'm looking at different things. So I'm looking at, so I realized when I got into, like, I've eliminated all the mess that I made on top there in this one. I'm looking straight at my reference material. And when I look closer, her forehead I had it straighter. I had to move the forehead in. This looks okay. The temple brow line and her cheekbone comes straight down, but then it has a nice curve. I'm going to get rid of my really angular kind of things. This chin is rounded, so I'm going to go like this. Start to get the sense of the chin, and then it comes. How much of an angle does that go on? Because, yeah, exactly. This comes in at the bottom. It's kind of a two-step process. Goes like this. So the cheekbone goes like this. There's the cheek. And then there's the chin. This comes like this. This jaw goes a little straighter here. Here. And it comes down like this. And then there's a hint of it along there. Very soft. There we go. So I'm just starting to refine a little bit.
I'm going to have to go at 6, so I'm going to show you.
Okay, what do we got here? 42. All right, show me what you got.
Shape is, maybe her eyes are actually too. Needs to go. Oh, maybe that's why that's why she looks older, because she needs to open up her eyes a bit more.
Here we go again. Oh yeah, a little further back. Yeah, a little further back. I think it's what's happening is that the light off the computer screen is
Yeah,
blowing it out.
so bright. But
Can you put
Next
something
time.
behind it, a book or something behind it? Just so that if the light's not going right through the paper, it's got maybe some light. You put a book behind it or something. Yeah, exactly. Perfect. It's doing better. It's because it's too bright otherwise, right?
yeah.
Okay, so what I can see is that I think the angle of the I don't know if can you see my cursor?
No,
Okay. Yes, no?
no.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes, I can. Yep, up over my
Okay.
finger.
What I can see is you have okay, her forehead, first of all, is quite flat. Okay? And it moves back more. You've given her too much roundness in her forehead. Okay? So
Yep.
it's
Okay.
flatter, and then it
Yes.
goes and it hits the temple line, right?
And then it goes back, actually.
And then it
Yeah.
goes back into the socket of the eye. And then her cheekbone comes out, and the cheekbone comes out and goes straight down, straight down. Okay. And then you go straight down, and then you get this angle for her jaw, right?
Right.
And so you're going to be
Yes.
looking at that angle. What's not articulated, what hasn't been worked out is the forehead, the temple line, the temple bone, and the all of this area, the upper half of her head. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. And so that, as a result of it,
Okay.
is going to affect, how the whole thing sort of comes off. Her nose, I think her nose is a bit long. I'm pretty sure that
Yeah,
was
I've
her.
already reduced it many times, but I think you're right. I think
It
because
looks a bit long, and as a
she
result, and I
looks
think that
old.
I think the chin has been elongated a bit too. Okay. So what
Yeah.
I'm saying is that what I think you need to take the time to do, this is what I'm talking about slowing down, right? And that's what I noticed when I was working on Emma as well. Is taking the time to get this initial structure proper. So look at this, Karen.
Uh-huh.
So you look, so this, like I'm looking at this right here. Her forehead is like that. I'm just
Yeah.
measure. It's
Yeah.
exactly the same. So you've got this rounded forehead.
Yes.
Her forehead
Which
is
is an
straight.
adult. Yeah.
Then you hit the brow line right there. There's the brow, and then it goes into the socket of the eye.
Yes.
So you got to get that angle. So you measure that angle like this. Like my hand is going there, right?
So
See my
you think it's
pencil?
going in beyond the where the eyebrow hits the edge?
Oh, absolutely. It goes like this.
It's as soon it yes. So I got that bit coming out.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. And
So
then
if you look at this,
and then
let me
straight.
get right in here.
Yeah. Because I can't drawn over it so many times.
Okay, here we go. See this?
Yep.
This?
Yep. So that's out
And then
there.
the brow comes in, and then it goes into the eye socket.
And then in there.
And then
And then
this cheekbone now comes
is straight.
straight down.
There we go.
And it strikes me that what you've done is you've made this a very rounded kind of affair.
Yeah.
Carrie, every
Yeah.
time, I don't know what you're doing with the setting, but every time that Karen says something, it flips to her face and not
No,
to the
go up to
screen.
your view where the gallery is. Go up to your view.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just put gallery right now.
Switch to active
Hey,
speaker or
No,
switch.
not active speaker. That's what happens every time you have whoever's speaking gets the dominant. So just put gallery.
Okay, switch to camera then.
It should say
Right.
view, and then it should say speaker, gallery, multi-speaker, or immersive.
No, doesn't say any of those things. So let me see if it's more. Anyway, okay, never mind. I'll figure it out later.
Anyway, gallery means we all see it. Okay, so
Yeah.
Karen, look at this. So I'm looking at this angle.
Yeah, I've got that now.
Now then I'm looking at this angle. I'm looking at the brow line. It comes then into her cheekbone. That cheekbone sits directly, if I were to look basically at where the top of this angle is from the top of the head.
Yeah, I've corrected
Yeah,
that.
it comes down and it matches. Like if
Yeah.
I were to align this is where it aligns, right?
Yeah.
Can you see
I
this?
think she's
So this is the alignment.
yeah.
Then it goes straight. That cheekbone comes straight.
Yeah,
And
got
now I have to hit that angle there. The angle from the
Yeah,
cheekbone
that I've got
to
it. That's
to
all right.
the chin, right? So I've got
Yeah.
that angle. But once I begin to break that down, there's actually three planes in there. There's the cheekbone right there, like this.
Yeah.
Then there's the flesh of the cheek, comes out
And
slightly.
then it's slightly out, and then slightly in, and then
And
out again.
then
Yes.
it takes another dip and goes like this where the chin goes.
Yeah.
And that
Got
chin
that.
kind of comes up where the mouth, like this, right?
Yeah.
And that is the profile of her face. Then this pretty much comes straight, her chin, like there. I'm looking
Yep.
here where the angle is below the ear, that her ear goes like this. The jaw starts in front of it. That is not 100% straight. It's angled ever so slightly. So that comes in like about like this, not quite straight. And then I'm looking at that angle of her jaw, and that goes like that.
Oh, my ear's way too there. Okay.
Okay, so there. So by paying attention to just angles, and that's what I'm saying, if you slow down and you're looking at say, okay, what is this? What is this angle? What is that angle? What is this angle? What is that angle? You will at least hit the accurate shape and proportions. And that's before I've committed to anything. But at least now I've got that part, the proportions correct. And the angles correct. And so I've made modifications to the ear because I can see now looking closely at the reference that a lot of that was the shadow of her ear. It goes like this, it comes like that, it comes in, goes like this, and then it takes a dip in there for the lobe. And then the lobe comes down quite a bit like this.
Okay, let's go to Marianne's.
Okay, so can you see this then? So that was the ear, that's the top of the ear. This is the shadow that we see that makes it look like it's lower, but that's the flesh of the ear, but it's all in
Yeah.
there. And then it comes down on this angle, then it goes in, and then there's the lobe, like this. Then there's the jaw, and then there's like this, okay? So now I at least have these, and I'm looking at that, and does it look right? Maybe this comes in a bit more. But I'm spending a lot of time on this stage. And this is actually kind of the secret. The secret is, and that's why I want to get into this whole block-in phase. Because if you can get this right and get it accurate and establish this foundational stuff, then the rest is just details on top of it. Little micromanaging. And that nose needs to be more of an angle. Absolutely. So this nose here. So now I'm really working on these. So I'm looking at the angle of her.
Yeah. I've got to go for 2 minutes. Okay, Marianne.
Okay. Okay. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Where I'm putting the emphasis?
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of slowing down and taking a hard look. That's what it is. Okay, Karen. So you guys will send me
Let's
that
see
drawing
Marianne's.
next week.
Yeah.
Okay. Marianne,
Yeah.
I'm just seeing your desk. There you go.
Okay. So this is what I've done so far. Can you see it?
No, we're something. Yeah, I think you've got your camera on the wrong thing. We're just
No. Switch camera. Okay.
Here we go. Now we're looking at you, but before we were looking at just
Okay.
at, yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay,
So I
what I can see
redid this
is that,
piece.
okay, so her cheekbone is too exaggerated.
Okay, that's this thing here. Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely,
Should
she
be
has
straighter.
yeah, so it comes straight down and you establish how far it goes. And then I want you to just draw pretty much, here, look, can you see mine?
Yeah.
See how yes, there
It's a
is
straight
there is
line.
some
Yeah.
It's much more straight. She doesn't
Yeah.
have that kind of bone structure and flesh on her face. Okay.
Mhm.
So I've got, but all I did first is just make that straight line there.
Yeah.
And once I had that line, then I could, articulate that little bit of a cheekbone, a little bit of flesh in her cheek, and then that little. So you've gone way too, dipsy doodly on your line there.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I'll come 5 minutes. Yeah.
Okay, so you're just going to establish that. Then you're going to establish this, the chin, and then you're going to, establish where her jaw starts there, right?
Mhm.
And then you're just going to go here. You're going to connect these ones.
Yeah.
And you'll see it's much more angular, okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
And actually, it's actually quite simple. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Like this line here, from this jaw point here to this, is actually just one line.
Yeah.
Then
Right.
you go in and maybe break it up a tad, but all you have to do is establish that. Establish this, establish that. 1, 2, 3. Okay? They're pretty straightforward and simple, like that.
Mhm.
Then once you've established and you're happy, and you're looking at it, you're going, okay, that looks like her face. is that it? Am I happy with the angle? For some reason, I keep thinking this angle needs to come in more for me. Maybe what it is, her little chin. Maybe here, just her. This chin looks like it needs to move back a bit. And just a tad. Maybe not. I don't know. I have to keep looking. Keep trying. Anyway, this,
Okay, well, I'll keep working at it.
this, yeah. Anyway, so that's what you do. You're just establishing that. And I guess what I'm trying to get you guys to grasp and sort of get hardwired with is to make sure that this fundamental structure is in place first. Okay?
Yeah.
This doesn't even look like her yet. We're not even
Right,
there yet.
right.
I'm not even doing the eyes or
Right.
anything. I am really committed to finding the structure of her face first. And then I'll put her eyebrows and I'll figure that out. Kind of goes, okay, that's the angle. This is the angle. This is the angle. This is the angle. Before I even get into the quote unquote drawing,
Mm-hmm.
I am very committed to, okay, this comes down, then this comes down, and that comes down. That's her hair. And so that structure is in place because without it, it's just not going to go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You're just building a house of cards. It's just not accurate. Okay.
Right,
So,
right.
and what am I relying on? I'm relying on my perceptions, my eye, my ability to translate, sorry, I have to go back. To be able to translate, I can go like this, and then I can translate it over here. I can translate this and translate it over there. And it's accurate. It's actually pretty easy. I know I say that, but once you sort of get past the kind of the sense of overwhelm of having to do this freehand, it's actually no different than what you've been doing all along. Okay? Like you guys actually already know this. So you can see, even looking at these two together, the fundamental structure of that is coming together.
Yeah.
It's already there. So what I'm doing is going from the broad to the specific. So the broad is basically getting that basic structure. Now I'm focusing on, this angle, that one, that, getting into there. I'm not moving ahead before I do anything else. Ear, okay, her eyebrows go like this, and then like that. The nose, let me make sure I've got that angle of the nose here. This is like this. Okay, that's better than it was. It comes down. What is the general proportion? It's like, okay, it's like this. Actually, there's another angle there. There's another one there. And her mouth kind of goes like this. It kind of goes up and over like this. The lips are there. Top is there. And I'll start to put in the eye. I'll block that in or just patch that in very quickly. Nose is too big. I can see that right now. And so I'm not going to get into any fine drawing until I'm happy with that structure. And that's the
okay. I will have another go.
All right. So that's the whole point of the block in. Okay. So we're not going for finished drawings. We're going for accurate proportions. Sorry, we're going for accurate proportions and structure. Okay. That's our goal. Our goal is to be able to see that framework of the building. We don't care about the finish. Okay. We care about the accurate structure and framework, because without that, it's never going to come together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
And this
okay.
will force you to look a lot harder at your stuff and be able to translate what you see with your eye, not with the little stick. Okay. Your eye has to do the work rather than the stick. and you will see your work get better faster. I know because I went through it and I watched other people go through it.
I'll do it again for next week. Or I'll try
Okay.
or I'll pick another one.
All right.
I will see you
Okay.
then.
Okay. See you guys later. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Thanks, Carrie. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.